Bum, 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 bum. Oh, the bill rate is oscillating a lot. Oh, the right now is Mario 8, and then it's gonna be competition of Splatoon. But depending on how much it take, I want to be able to watch it all. Okay, just some warning, because the hour is really bad for me, because I have class soon. Hi, Garlius. I'm watching the event from Nintendo, the live from Nintendo right now. The championship. First, it's gonna be Mario 8 Deluxe, and then it's gonna be Splatoon 3. Oh, they said that it's gonna be a direct soon, this week or the next one. But let's see, because there's going to be DGS next. It's gonna be next week, DGS. Oh wait, where's the calendar? Yeah, there are a lot of events going this month. Like you just get out of Gamescom. Yeah, it's gonna be next week. The Splatoon, I think it's gonna start at 6 p.m. And I am with some popcorn here that's almost finishing because I I was eating it while playing this one. Mario Kart Wii. I mean, I hope it doesn't take long, right? Yeah. Championship code 2022 Splatoon enter the Splatoon Invitational. I guess they just send the invitation for another league. Because Splatoon, I think it's gonna be on a. On flag. Oh, I forgot the name of the event. Yeah, let me see here. The name of the event. Oh, they should have read it on Steam. Oh, Canada! Canada! Oh, okay, it's gonna be out on Steam. Oh. September 27th. Meanwhile, it's releasing. Oh, good, 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 good. Start, start, start. Wait, who do I cheer for? I don't know. Ah! Should have paid more attention to the competitors. I don't know who to cheer for. La Cruiser. LA Cruiser. I thought it was Spanish for a moment. Didn't think of LA at all. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to stream a championship of Mario Kart because there are too many screens, right? You can see like all stage, all stage, yeah. Boom. Let me take the subtitles off. Okay. Finally. It's good because it's pretty fast, right? GNB. Can is Ken on Game Pass? Let me see. Oh no, not yet. Man, so many Waluigi's. Like why? Mm-hmm. Pax Wax. That's the event. Oh, they are in teams or man, I'm not understanding anything. Yeah, I guess there are two teams. The thing is, Mario Kart is not that competitive, right? It's really random sometimes. Like when you reach a certain point of ability on the game, that's about it. Everyone can get to that point, and you just need to be lucky. Don't think it's about skill. Oh wait, but maybe they changed the items. Yeah, maybe they changed the items to not be so random. Yes, clearly it's my first time watching a championship of Mario Kart. I guess they changed the items to not have the most OP ones, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's all the items. Look at that item. Oh shit, poor Bowser. Yeah, I mean, lighting is a really unfair item, right? For example. Yeah, there are all items. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty random. I think they could create a mode on Mario Kart that would be less random. Oh shit! I read around the title. Ah, wrong spelling. Yeah, now it's correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's the strategy, right? The shortcuts. Well, not really. The name of the person, it's Adrian Key 22. Like, hello. I mean, G 1989. And hmm. Oh, hello. Cool as a cucumber, hello. And there's so many of the same one, same sprite. That's it must be a role not getting the same sprite. Hmm. I mean, the strategic as well is the cars, right? But there are I'm trying to remember my card. There are exclusive cards for each character, right? So maybe one of each would be kind of fair to some people. Cause like, who would you choose to be with Aluege? Yeah, it would be kind of hard if the rule was one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are exclusive class for each character. I mean, I don't. I'm probably not playing Kena when it releases in September on Steam. I haven't played Kena yet. I wish to play it, but I can't right now. Not in September. There are enough games released in September. I mean, 27. I think there is a release on 27 September. Let me check. September 27. Yeah, there is two actually. Trails from Zero and Grounded. Now there is Kena as well. Grounded, probably not playing it. I will see. Not on the list. I mean, I really wish to play Grounded though. Like, really. But I would need someone to play with. Okay. I really love this. What's it called, a stage? This area. Like, look at that design. So cool. Oh no. Oh, this one is called spine shelling. Okay. In English, I didn't know that. That spine shell is one of the most annoying ones. I mean, the only one I haven't seen yet is like the ghost one with Wink. Oh, there is. Here's the Wink. Yeah. So yeah, every item. Oh, the popcorn finish. Mm. No, slow down depends on your position actually. I guess if you are near, yes, slow down. But if you're too far away, not really. Maybe just continue. Yeah, I'm only south right now. and 22. Okay. Oh. Oh, it didn't all show. Ah, I want to see where it hit. Boo! I love you, Boo. Yeah, there are no item restrictions here. It's like a normal race. Same timing and everything. Bam 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 bam. Man, Mario Kart is one game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that I've been waiting so long for releasing like Mario Kart 9 for me to buy. Oh shit. Oh, okay. But it still haven't released, so I'm like, should I buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? But I don't really want to. I want a new one. Like new games, not old ones. I mean, I like old ones, but I don't say play quote unquote. Oh, by the way, after Chrono Cross, the next, I mean, I just said, right? But the next game I'm gonna play that's like old generation, it's gonna be 3.0. Starting the saga of. Not it's not the first game for this saga, but it's starting here in the stream. The saga of The Legend of Heroes, which I love. It's one of my favorites of all time. But I haven't played all games. This one is I haven't played it. This one specifically. Mm-hmm. They are truly trying to analyze it logically here. There's no logic to it. It's just a random game. Hello. Yeah, it would be really unfair to not let you choose the same character. There the way to I forgot about that. Well, I mean, everyone chooses Waluigi. Really, it's too boring. Or Wario or Browser. Browser and his family. Honestly. I guess each one by himself. There's no teams, right? I'm assuming there is no teams. They're like one Donkey Kong and that's it. The rest is all about Wario's, Waluigi, Bowser, and his family. It's really boring. Oh, two Donkey Kongs. Yeah. Anyway. Man, Strike is good. Or is like I mean. Adam Ijad. Good at my only knowledge. Writing my PG. Ah! Those names, some names are good. Some names are good. I must admit, but not all of them. Striking my vision. I don't know, riding my village is really good. Spoony shell? No, it's spiky shell, right? I mean, I forgot what's the name of it in Portuguese too. I just give my own. I call it like casco azul, which is like blue shell. The first time I played Mario Kart was on Nintendo 64. Oh man, I had a really great time there. What? What's not close? Hello? And everyone asks for opinion or this guy on the right. It's like it's good, man. Alright, my PJ says 9th place. Go right in my PJ. They're saying the name like I don't know which one is that. I don't know by the name. I need to see it to recognize it. I mean, mainly the name in English. Not that I played this game in Portuguese. I don't think this game is in Portuguese. But yeah, as a kid when playing, I didn't really memorize it. I just saw the style and gave him my own names. That's what I did. What's the last Mario Kart I played? I played the 8. The 8 released on the Wii U. I don't think I played the 8. I think the last one I played was 7. 7? Was that the name? How long then? Oh, the guy is with a dinosaur head. I love it. Dino Heart. The guy on the stage. Oh no no. Segundo. Uh. I need to go to the toilet. I'm not going now. I would just see. I would not lose any moment. I mean, I drink too much. I think it's almost ending this first part. Oh, my cat is sleeping. So cute. Oh, now my popcorn's gone. I'm sad. Where is my lipstick? Oh shit. It should be around. Oh, my table is so disorganized right now. I like pens everywhere. I have a lot of pens. Oh, here. Anyway. Oh, here it is. I found it. You are fighting for your life. That was not the lipstick I was using before, but fine. Mm-hmm. I think it's only one inner, mate. I don't like Bowser. I mean, I like him as a character, but I don't like him in Mario Kart. Oh, by the way, look at this. At this colors. Like, it's so pink. I love it. Okay. Off we go. Is this the last one? Which race is that? Which place is that? Oh! It's like the city. I don't recognize this. This place. I never played in, yeah, I never played this race before. Chuck can be hard. Man, I want to play the game that's gonna release tomorrow so much. LA Cruz. No, call La Cruces. La Cruces. It's cooler like that. Like, right? Much cooler. La Cruces. I mean, Cruces is right different though. But similar. Oh shit. La Cruces. Cruces in Spanish is like crest. So yeah, it's like the crest. That's why it's cooler. Check our flags. Oh. Oh, someone are a little bit broke. GNB 75. Wow, what happened to my cell phone? Hello? Someone messaged me or something. Likely. Oh. Let me charge this. Final race! Go! Yeah, it's almost 6 p.m. Three bananas. Second D. Okay, this one I know. I know there are a lot. This is all the DLCs ones. I don't know because again I haven't played Mario 8. I know some race though. Mario Kart 8. Yeah, we never know that. Oh, that was lucky. Oh shoot! Was it strike? Who? Yeah, it was strike. I mean, that's the rage of Mario Kart, right? You were leading the whole race. 2 seconds, you were on the last. Are they going to send us to another link to Splatoon? Yeah, but what really matters in this championship specifically? I'm guessing there's going to be some premiation, right? I like that he's like they are like behind the crowd. For a lot. Oh, Adam is good too. Oh, the same spot. Oh, I want to see these extra cars in the back. Oh, they're not going to show it, are they? Oh, I want to see the price. Oh, how cute! I mean, can't say much. Oh no, that is a image of Mario Kart. That's cute. Oh, it's a beautiful price. Love it. How many people are watching? Let me see. Oh, there are a lot of people watching. I thought this would be like more hiding fan. Not really. I'm surprised. Oh shit. I just put my digital. Oh, that was dumb. Ah, it doesn't matter. Oh wait, I'll be back just a sec. You're watching the. Oh shit, I think you are not actually watching the song, are you? Oh shit, were you all this time not watching the song? Like listening to the song? Sorry for that. I didn't know that. Oh shit, I'm sad now. Now it should be here, isn't it? Ah! I forgot about that.
the Splatoon 3 into the Splatlands Invitational 2022. Coming your way from PAX West, I'm your head spray-by-spray host, Jordan Kent, and joining me, two casters that have been there since day one. Gentlemen, live audience, Splatoon 3, what are you excited for?
Everything! This game, we have waited for 5 years for this game to come out. We have been so excited all throughout, and finally we will get to see what the best players in the entire
it's the same event, I know, but it's the same place.
Even released.
Joined by Nine and Shiny, this has obviously been a day you counted down on your calendar, marked off every single day. We have some of the top teams in the U.S. here. What are you most looking forward to?
You know, it's rare to have so many high-level teams in such an early state of the game where they're able to try out these builds early and really test the limits of what this game can offer. So to have the talent that we have available here, with some players hitting 3,000 XP in Splatoon 2, it's only a matter of time before we see what they can do in Splatoon 3.
Let's go ahead and check out the early bracket as we get set to crown a champion.
Don't know how much
today. We are still going to find some seeding here and some turf war. And as you see, our mini bracket, teams battle in a mini bracket to determine seeding order.
Now I see like a professional player play.
These are 5 of your new stages as well. 2 stages can only be played once. And as we mentioned, we've got 4 of the top teams in the U.S. And for more on that, we turn to another member of our team, Ashley Esqueda, and Ashley's going to have more on the squad that'll be competing in the ink here today. Ashley. And as we continue to wait for Ashley here in just a second,
you're the team captain. How are you feeling about your team?
Honestly, I feel really confident. Because when we were playing a little earlier, we all got the handle of the game pretty down. And we're feeling pretty good with our chances of winning the tournament.
Bran, how are you feeling about your team's chances here?
Feeling pretty confident. I think that going into this tournament, we've been known as the best team in the Western scene across both North America and Europe. And we're looking to continue that streak here.
Bagel, Splatoon 3, new game. What is your favorite new special?
Mine would definitely have to be the ink vacuum, mainly because I really like the utility it has. It was really fun to use.
Synapse, what is your favorite part about Splatoon and the community it's built? Because it's kind of a special thing, right?
Yes, I think honestly is the content that is being pushed out in the game, because in Splatoon 1 there wasn't that much content being pushed out, and nowadays almost everyone's getting in the hang of making content for YouTube.
You're talking about the
community,
not the content.
On the count of 3, I would just think about it really quick. Which team is going to win this tournament? And when I count to 3, I'm going to point at you, and you can all say it together, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Super B!
Jackpot. Okay, can we redo the last one?
Super P.
Oh, very good. Who is your favorite member of Deep Cut?
Shiver.
Big Man. Big Man.
Shiver.
Big Man.
Obviously Big Man.
Big Man. Big Man.
Oh,
okay,
everyone,
well,
really?
That's unanimous. I will accept this as your answer. We all love Big Man. We will be bringing you more.
I like Big
Check
Man,
it out.
but
Until next time, catch you later.
All right, thank you, Ashley. We will also have Milana joining us here on the casting desk here a little bit later for some semifinal action. But taking a look at these teams here, let's go ahead and start with our first team as we get set for our seeding round here. Super P here, 9. What stands out to you about them?
I mean, Super P is one of the true pickup heroes of this. A lot of the teams that are competing today do have established time. This is not one of those teams. They were players who pushed their individual unique weapons about as far as you could back in Splatoon 2. One player I want everyone to keep track of at home is Synapse. Been piloting that 52 gal in all 3 Splatoons and one of the very best to do it.
And Shiny, obviously Starburst is a team that has got some names that have been very well known over the last few years in the Splatoon competitive community here.
Some freaks of nature on that team that really their name alone just scares you into submission in a lot of these cases. Ice is one of the most impressive anchor and backline players that I've seen, and word is that they may return to that charger status that they were very well known for in the early Splatoon 2 life cycle. But when you have slayers like Bran as well on your team, you really have to be careful wherever you go.
And 9, everybody had a chance to dip their toes into the ink pools with the Splatfest last week, but now this is our first chance seeing 10 new specials in ranked mode, and that relationship between special and objective is going to be on full display today.
Absolutely, and even in Turf War, where your objective is the entire map, there are still certain specials that are absolutely stronger here, and I hope you all are thirsty, because I'd wager we're going to see a little bit of tacticooler here today.
I want to see which
and
happens.
Obviously, it's just a matter of how these specials have now changed the way that you approach the game here, Shiny. It really feels like that these specials are very committal, and it's going to force you to engage with the opposition.
There are so
I've heard lots of talk about the specials, how many of them feel fresh and new. In Splatoon 3, there are 15 specials, which is technically the same number as Splatoon 2. But when you factor in that 5 of the specials in Splatoon 2 were actually different bomb launchers, there really is so much more variety in this game that you have to choose from.
And then obviously, Nine, looking at all the different weapons you can go with, the early report from these players is that everything feels good, that it really feels like it's not just going to be a bunch of people running around with shooters, that it's opened things up again
everything
for your
feels
chargers,
really different,
for your blasters, which is great news for a lot of folks.
It really is, and the lack of ink armor from Splatoon 2
and I mean, that's not just me saying.
A lot of those
I hear a lot of people saying
in maybe one shot, but could sometimes indirect. It means they're a lot better now, and that's why I'm really excited. I think today we're going to see some great variety, and we're going to see a lot of people go with their true comfort picks instead of what they think might be best.
And Shiny, when it comes down to Turf War, especially at this level, so many of these players talk about the final 30 seconds being huge.
There's an ability that's basically built around the last 30 seconds. It's called Last Ditch Effort, and that is going to be a critical piece of many of these players' gear going into the tournament. They're only
it's good to see this tournament because I understand
today,
how
so picking those is going to be that much more important.
How the game
and
works.
We also have one more ability that we'll get to
and
here
in
just a second.
Even though you can argue, but it's better for you to understand the game, playing the game, yes. But it's also good to watch. Because you can learn a lot of things by watching.
Mincemeat Metalworks, the first thing you're going to notice here, all of these grates that you can run over, you can't turf on top of them, you can't swim across them here. It means that if you are able to get your anchor player like Ice on this spot that you see Biscuit, it's going to be that much more difficult to get rid of them.
You see Biscuit with the dualies. What else can you tell us, Shiny, about these loadouts? It's an interesting choice for both teams.
Man, the Aerospray is such a Turf War classic. It's going to have the Roof Slider, which is a great special that allows you to launch yourself forward and detonate it early if you want to. As we see an early pickoff there, the Crab Tank, another new special, was at the ready, but it's going to be Taco from the Super P taking them down.
And already Super P with a couple of splats to get this started here. You see Taco at the top losing a teammate. 4-3 advantage. Starburst on the map. Here is Juan. And really mid here, 9 is a lot more crowded than what they're typically used to.
Oh, it absolutely is. And look at this. All the pressure. They're running forward immediately, and the pressure is still not done. Ice has moved up. Biscuit has moved up. That's going to be a delayed wipeout here. And Starburst playing with all the confidence in Bagel thus far.
Biscuit dropping down below.
I mean, they say it's more about the star, but I see some.
Trying to find a little bit more space. Pairs up with Bagel. Ice, they are bunched up there right now, Shiny. But here comes the Crab Tank.
Hi, guys.
Really has the advantage here. Their anchor roll is going to be that heavy splatling that Ice is using. The Crab Tank is going to finish off one as they get the final shot there. And
então.
There, that wave breaker. That's going to give them some extra added advantage. You don't have things like
mas não é tão tarde assim pra você estar dormindo. Se bem que eu não sei que horas ele acorda, né?
Biscuit being mindful. You see that suction bomb going there to claim a little bit more territory, trying to cover some more ink. And 9, here comes the encroachment, and you see Synapse here with that Trizuka trying to keep him at bay.
Yeah, but it's only Synapse there. As that was going on, everybody else had gone down. And look at this again. They've maneuvered so well here. You've seen Biscuit go to this exact spot, rotate back to the middle, and now look at that. They've swapped up again, giving each other high fives as they go about.
And you see the advantage is for Starburst. Just over a minute left. 4 on 4 on the map currently. And at this point here, Shiny, you see the Killer Whale 5.1 coming out. What can Super P do to try and get some momentum?
First of all, the Killer Whale is one of the only global specials that you have in the game. It's also one of the only ways to target the enemy team with your reticle. But we also saw the triple Ink Strike come out. That was the slosher.
Nada demais. Na verdade, quando ele entrou, foi engraçado porque eu não percebi que era ele falando. Eu pensei que era ainda você. Aí do nada ele perguntou o que é.
The Crab Tank so versatile. It's got 2 ways of firing. You've got
a long range,
just series of shots that you can apply, and then you've also got
body
a
shield dental.
Aí
eu parei e olhei, você não é a Yara. Eu quero. Ai, Ghost, você voltou desde quando? Eu fiquei muito confusa, eu fiquei pensando desde que a mensagem tinha voltado. Mas foi basicamente isso, depois ele foi dormir.
Brand's devious run has come to an end. The tricky thing about that Trizuka is that if you don't get those shots,
the Blue One, oh shoot, the Blue One is taking the advantage.
Is it enough? We'll see.
Oh man, the pink one was winning. Oh no.
Maybe they took the game. That's a lot of teal. Let's get the result.
Yeah, the blue win.
It is Super P getting the win at the end. And 9 That is why you don't give up. You see the look of disbelief.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're saying, oh, you kind of guess by the start of the game who is going to win. No, not really.
That's why we say it's the last 30 seconds that matter here. That entire time.
Oh, it's the last. Oh, I thought it was the first.
All it takes is one overextension, one combination of specials that are able to take a couple people down. Eventually, they had to move back, and they did not look back.
And Shiny, it really felt like when Brand went down, that's when things collapsed for Starburst, and Super P taking advantage of the situation. We mentioned the final 30 seconds so key.
Well,
não disse que já experimentou. Ele disse o que é. Ele não sabia o que era body. Aí eu, como explicar? É tipo um maiô que você usa na rua.
So that gives Super P so much more room on top of the ink that they were able to garner with that triple ink strike to move forward and finally get the lead at the last second.
That is a huge victory.
Mas não, ele acho que se ele não sabe o que é, ele não experimentou.
You have to feel great being able to turn the tide that late in the match.
Yeah, it's especially with the way that the game had been going. It was all Starburst that entire game. They were pushed back, they were rotating around. So whenever you as a team are able to deal with that for 2 minutes and not lose confidence and say we just need to get 1 or 2 down.
Ele experimentou no fim de semana, agora entendi.
That is mental fortitude at its finest and at the highest level.
Let's go ahead and check out the bracket.
Agora ele sabe o que é.
Super P steals one away from Starburst at the end, and now Super P 1-on-1, Starburst 0-2. That'll bring up the Mad Titans and Jackpot next, and obviously this plays a huge role because this is the seeding for semifinals, and when you get to those ranked modes, matchups are huge here, Shiny, as you get set for really taking on these teams for a best of 5 here in just a moment. But we're going to meet our other 2 teams. Our very own Ashley Skeda sat down with them.
Ashley Skeda.
Kyo, you're the team captain. How are you feeling about the team's chances?
Feeling pretty good. I never underestimate any team, so I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, we're gonna win. But like, you know, we're gonna try our best to reply it. You know, we're gonna win.
Perfect. Well, I'm excited to watch you play. I'm excited to watch all of you play. Q, this is a first-time experience for a lot of players here.
Mas não rasgou, não?
Can you talk a little bit about how you're preparing for the tournament?
First off, I'm going with a ton of confidence, and I feel like if you don't have that, then you're going to get really nervous on stage. And I think that's like the most important thing, especially when you're playing in front of a really big crowd. You have to be able to control your nerves when you go up there.
Legend, tell me a little bit about your favorite special in Splatoon 3.
Essa é muito boa. Também você. Também conhecer você, sério.
There's really no reason. I just like the crab. That's why I can't really like.
Do you need a reason to like the crab? I don't think you do.
Mas sério, você e o Ghost sempre precisam, toda vez que vocês comentarem, vocês sempre precisam comentar quem tá falando. Eu fico muito confuso.
I tried out the special and I just liked it.
That's perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Dependendo do que vocês falam, é meio óbvio, né? Mas
okay, last question on the count of 3. I want you to say what team you think is gonna win this tournament. Are you ready, Mad Titans? Okay.
I like that name too, Mad Titans.
DNA. That is not your team name, but I will take it as an answer. We will be bringing you more Splatoon content. Be sure to stay tuned, and until next time, catch you later.
Love her t-shirt.
Thank you,
não, já sei quem é.
I think Legend likes
mas da última vez foi muito engraçado. O que é body?
You know, you look at Mad Titans and Jackpot, and obviously 2 teams, 9 that were very well experienced, especially in the couple of showdown qualifiers.
Parecia a cena do Digimon que eu tava jogando agora.
And both of the tournament runs that they made in their victories were quite dominant. And these are teams that have competed against each other so many times. There's some amalgamation of these players here, so I'm not at all surprised to see both teams say that they're very confident.
And then, of course, when you look at the loadouts and the makeups of these teams, there's a lot of balance that goes into it, Shiny. They're not just selecting any weapon for any random reason. They're very strategic in the way that they assign their roles to their teammates.
Very meticulous almost. You know, in Turf War, you have to be very careful about over-relying on the different roles that make ranked so crucial and a much longer stint than these sort of sprint-esque Turf War matches. So maybe you have like your traditional anchor, your slayer, your utility player. That utility and farming up those very important ink-getting specials becomes super critical.
I don't see anyone using the sniper.
What is most unique to both of you, and let's start with you, Nine, about player movement in Splatoon 3 because there's going to be some changes as this meta continues to develop here next year.
Yeah, so
because I saw a review saying the sniper you can actually shoot it that far away,
it does push your
and if you
either far left, far back, far forward. But when you do that, it does actually push your shot a little bit further. So if you're a blaster player or a slosher player, that means you can pressure the opponent from spots that you couldn't normally.
And Shiny, we're going to take a look at the Mad Titans as we mentioned some powerhouses there that have championship experience. And, you know,
quer dizer, eu não sei qual que é a cor do bode, né? Do body.
What really stands out to you about what they're able to do once they get on the same page?
This is the introduction of the old guard
já vai se
to the new
acostumando,
guard.
já deve estar acostumado com você.
Very dominant sort of anchor player that not only takes that role, but out of the game takes a very like captain,
3 anos, 4 anos de relacionamento, já vai ter vestido 20 roupas diferentes.
Who frankly hasn't been playing that much, but came back into the game like nothing had ever happened, like they had never left, honestly.
And Nine, I want to go back.
Quer dizer, eu não sei há quanto tempo vocês namoram, né? Mas
I think that's the thing. So
sempre
many
engraçado.
people
É rosa.
how they will interact with these objectives and ranked modes. And obviously, you talk to the players. There's going to be a lot of strategies we're going to see for the very first time here.
Absolutely, and I'd say the word that you used earlier, Zach, that was so great is committal. How committal these specials are, because in Splatoon 2, you had a number of global specials, Ink Armor, Tentamissiles, Stingray. You could displace the opponent and then go in
eu tô solteira agora, mas quando eu encontrar namorado, eu vou super fazer isso. Se não quiser fazer, você para. Não quero mais. 6 anos já? Nossa, vocês já estão há muito tempo. Mas espera, vocês já fazem isso desde o primeiro ano de namoro? Ou de casamento? Não sei o que vocês são. É namoro, né? Desde o primeiro ano de namoro? Ou vocês começaram agora?
Map dependent. There are maps that are a lot wider. There are maps that are quite narrow and have longer sight lines, but also sort of placed throughout the left and right hand side. So if you're a longer range weapon, maybe if there's a bridge, which a lot of these maps do have some sort of overhang.
Colocar aqueles adesivinhos. Aqui em casa a gente tem uma maquininha pra secar a unha, bem legal. E colocar aqueles adesivos de unha. Ficar lá 1 hora só fazendo unha.
Check out Jackpot. They're hoping for all 3 7s to pop up here today, 9. And for Jackpot, a team that you're very familiar with, a team you're excited to see out here.
Absolutely. This is a team of absolute juggernauts who have moved through. They have competed at the highest level, both against North American, European, Japanese teams here. And one player that I want to highlight is Q. She was speaking earlier here. At the end of Splatoon 2, a lot of Charger players moved away from Charger, moved to Splatlands, moved to Jet Squelchers. Not Q. She stuck with the Chargers the entire time, and I'd wager that with as strong as that weapon is looking currently, she's going to be rewarded.
And obviously, Shiny, with no Ink Armor in Splatoon 3 as of right now, that changes things for Chargers completely.
It changes things dramatically. You don't have a lot of that built-in, sort of defensive capabilities. On the flip side of that, though, the Splat Charger / Splatter Scope was given the Ink special that allows you to play what I would call an offensively defensive role. It allows you to get right into the action. In the ranked modes, I think we'll see this even more, but it allows you to take the fire that a lot of your players and skirmishers are going to be getting, and allows you to dish out that damage right back to your opponent.
Ele não tem aflição de olho? Porque quem nunca fez maquiagem tem muita aflição de fazer maquiagem no olho. Principalmente delineado, essas coisas.
Yeah, it is a very pesky weapon. I think that's the best way that I can put it.
Eu, pelo menos, até me acostumar a fazer maquiagem no olho demorou.
But it moves very quickly when it charges here, and I think we all sort of underestimated exactly how quick it would be when it was doing that. We did see a couple of the players in the scrimmages that we played a couple days ago actually utilize it here. I think it's going to take a while for them to really pick up the true strength of it, but boy, oh boy, is it hard to pin down.
And then finally, the aggressive players, your frontliners here, Shiny. What have you noticed in the last couple of days and a lot of the feedback from the Splatfest? Has anything changed for those frontline players as far as their approach?
Taking my own opinion of the Splatfest, where I was like, oh, the splatter shot really feels good. The Dark Tetra Dualies, for example, you can sort of roll around, and you also have the squid roll that gives you even more mobility. A lot of the players today are sort of falling back on old favorites, things like the 52 gal, and of course that splatter shot I just mentioned.
Mad Titans taking on Jackpot and Hagglefish Market. Another map here, 9, that folks are excited about, and what can we expect here?
Yeah, this is one of the widest maps in Splatoon 3 right now. You can see at the top and bottom of the screen here a lot of cubbies, as Jack so adroitly put it. ways to attack the opponent that they're not expecting.
And already, Shiny, we see a Tentabrella coming out for the Mad Titans.
Yeah, I want to honor 9 for this one. 9 was very big on the Tentabrella being a huge thing. That's another one of those weapons that's going to give you ink back. It's also the only weapon available today as we see a great Izuka shot that has that split beacon. If you want to get back into the action, that's the weapon you have to pick today.
Leafy with that Trizuka, but has to eat a crab tank to the face, and that is a wipeout already for the Mad Titans, 9.
And it's amazing in that first 30 seconds you saw both of them.
Yeah, when there isn't a wipeout,
immediately built up the tactical, ran forward and tried to push them down. Meanwhile, the Mad Titans had built up 2 specials to counteract, and they are rewarded with the first wipeout.
Take a look at Bert right now, letting that Tenta just go ahead and move forward and create some space. Plenty of options here right now for the Mad Titans. Playing a little bit more defensively here at the moment, Shiny.
All 4 specials at the ready. They end up using the Tactical or the triple ink strike and also the Splat Dualies as well. Their 4 specials going to come out, and it's going to be the ink fact. You can see how condensed the fight is. It's going to be 2 members down there for the members of Jackpot, trying to force them all the way back. A couple of people go down.
For example, this game, there's
finally
much more
clean things up, but that was not easy for either team.
Token with the double splash. That's a 4-3 advantage for Mad Titans on the map at the moment. Just under a minute 40 left, and so far after that initial surge, you love the way the Jackpot is stabilized here, 9.
Yeah, they've done such a great job of sticking together, kind of a little jab and poke style of gameplay, and this is what they've done for years here, the way that they've tried to do it here. Taking a dive here, once again, it's always 2v1s. Textbook right there, Jordan.
4-2 Jackpot. They're trying to move things forward, trying to cover all sorts of turf, but then they go down. All of a sudden, Mad Titans bouncing right back. This is what you expect to see from them here, Shiny. The ability to take a little bit of a dip and then bounce right back.
Certainly no stranger to the specialist. We see a great shot there, and the Trizuka coming out. The members of Jackpot are trying to
respond to the members of their team that are in mid, but they're not going to get very far.
It's a 3v3 on both sides, and we have a pretty even amount of ink as we enter the last minute.
I really love that orange.
Kyo trying to use that slosher and move forward. Kyo picks up a splat. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bert. And Bert right now just being a little strategic, building that special here, 9.
Yeah, right now the penalty for going down is so much bigger than trying to make a hero play here. Bert has stayed in the middle and been the stabilizing force for them in the entire game. Token moving back, needs to be careful not to get run up. Q came back and was able to get a huge pick once again.
Oh, shit!
Oh, Token dancing left and right around the ink, picking up the splat against Leafy. There's Madness in the middle, gets splatted, 2-2, under 30 seconds left. Who will have the final push? Shiny. Jared gonna have to do some work on a 1v2 trying to back up.
Yeah, not much can shut down Q there, but it was a triple ink strike that ended up taking her down, and we see the Tactical coming out. That's gonna be 2 down on the side of Mad Titans as we have a full wipeout on the side of Mad Titans.
Is the juice bar enough at the end from the Tactical?
So
we shall see. How about Jackpot at the end? Another late second game in a row. I don't know. I see a lot of purple out there, 9. And that'll go the way of Jackpot.
I mean, both of these games, what a treat it's been. Unable to tell who was truly in control until the last 15
dá pra fazer ele fica só de avental e sem roupa nenhuma também. Ou só de calça e avental, sem camisa.
As soon as Bert went down,
ao menos tem monte de meme assim.
Incredible victory for Jackpot.
How about Jackpot down the stretch? We mentioned Tacticooler is one of those specials every team is going to run here, Shiny, and you see the impact it can have, especially late in the game.
Sem tirar foto, mostrar pra família, fazer monte.
Best of 1 turf match. It's only 3 minutes long, and we can still see how important it is to have one of your
Mas vocês moram juntos, né?
Players that are in the action right in the middle of the map go down. It's a snowball effect that snowed all the way through on Mad Titans, giving Jackpot the win there.
And that goes to show you just can't give up down the stretch. You never know what's going to happen as well, too. So, obviously, this is a big win for Jackpot. We'll go ahead and take a look at the results here in just a moment. But 2 big surprises down the stretch as well, too. And Jackpot, the only team to go 2-0. That'll put Mad Titans underneath them.
2-0 is like win loses. Okay.
Set the semifinals bracket, which will be ranked mode, which will be really, really fun because then it'll be best of 5. And here we go. Jackpot versus Starburst in our first semifinal. Mad Titans versus Super P in our second semifinal. Those 4 teams will compete for a chance to be in the finals, which will be best of 7. Then, of course, we'll have 1 champion for our Splatoon 3 into the Splatlands Invitational 2022. And before we get to these ranked modes here, I mean, obviously, we're excited to see this firsthand, Nine, how they're going to utilize these specials in ranked mode. You imagine the strategies, there's going to be a lot of back and forth, especially in between matches.
Yeah, the teams are still figuring this out as it goes along, and that's why a tournament like this is so fun. They'll be inventing strategies that we'll be using for years, and they'll do it right here.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Let's go ahead and kick it to Ashley Esqueda as we get set to transition to the semifinals.
Thank you, broadcasters. I am down on the show floor here at PAX, and I have.
Eu tenho que pensar que vocês estão morando na França, né? Vocês estão na França agora, então, né?
I love the creativity happening here. You've got some tentacle bottle caps happening in your hair. You're obviously a big fan of Splatoon. Did you play the previous game, Splatoon 2?
Yes, I did.
And how excited are you for Splatoon 3?
Aqui no Brasil, dependendo do lugar, você sai, que um homem sai vestido de mulher, você tem que tomar cuidado que porque tem muita questão de violência, né? Contra pessoas trans, pessoas dragas, enfim, qualquer pessoa que qualquer homem que tem aparência de mulher e vice-versa. Então, tem que tomar cuidado.
I'm just excited to try out the different sets for the weapons and just mess around and toss roll.
That's great. And these players are probably a lot of them playing for the first time in front of a live audience. What do you think they're feeling right now up there on that stage?
They're probably nervous because, like, it's a bunch of people.
E é baratinho também.
So it's gonna be a bunch of people watching them. If they make a mistake or something,
man, what's
a bunch
the
of
thing
people is
in
gonna
her
see
hair?
it, but no pressure. We all make mistakes.
Better, truer words have never been spoken. Halia, thank you so much for talking to me. I cannot wait to play
it's like the Splatoon, right?
The
Splatoon thing, yeah.
Back to you guys in the broadcast booth.
I don't know what that thing is called. Tira e me manda. Aquela. Mandando lá no Discord. Man, their music is so good. I'm assuming he didn't finish, right? Like, hello? Ah, você parece que tem fetiche nisso. Ah, mas eu faria o mesmo, Eu ia perguntar quanto ele usa, mas acho que você vai falar o valor, eu não vou entender, porque cada país tem um valor diferente de tamanho de sapato. Mas deve ser cheio de comprar mesmo. O que dá pra fazer é pedir pra fazer, né? Mas é mais caro. Pedir fazer um especial. Gente que tem pé grande faz isso.
Welcome back, folks, to the Splatoon 3 and to the Splatlands Invitational 2022 tournament at
a dificuldade das drags.
We have had a bit of a change here in the booth. Jordan has opted to take a short break here, our spray-by-spray analyst, but have no fear. We have brought in one of the finest Splatalists in all of the land, Milana. And Mel, we've already seen two incredible turf war games coming down to the last 15 seconds each time. What's your reaction to what we have seen thus far and what we're about to see?
You know, Nine, I would say that I was at the edge of my seat, but I don't think I could even sit down for that. I was down my feet watching that really is just so exciting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next.
Well, these teams have already treated us to a great time. Let's go ahead and pull that bracket back up here so
Mas nem
everybody
todo
can
namorado
see what
aceita,
we got to see in
que é
that
ruim.
last bit. Of course, at the top side, we're going to be seeing Jackpot 2-0 versus Starburst 0-2, and on the bottom side, you're going to see the Mad Titans versus Super P, both teams being 1-1. The ranked modes are on the table right now as we are in semifinals. And we'll go ahead and talk through the rules here. This will be best of 5. The higher seed will choose the mode with the lower seed choosing the stage. After the first game, the winning team will choose the mode, and the losing team will choose the stage. The game modes: Clan Blitz, Splat Zones, Tower Control, Rainmaker, and the stage list. You can see stages can be played only once. We've got Hagglefish Market, Mincemeat Metalworks, Undertow Spillway, Eeltail Alley, and the Scourge Gorge here. So, Zach, I'm going to go ahead and toss this to you immediately because we have been bantering back and forth about Splat Zones. And we know that we will be going here to Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market here. So talk a little bit about the basics of Splat Zones here and how these teams are going to attack it.
So if you're new to Splatoon, this is probably going to be the most sensical mode to you from Turf War. There's either going to be 1 or 2 zones on the map, depending on what map it is.
Ele vai ficar,
and you're going to have to entirely cover, or at least as close as possible to get that zone to start counting down. You start at 100, your goal is to get all the way to 0, and if you allow the enemy team to take that zone over, you're going to be incurring a penalty, so you have to be cautious.
And Milana, I want to talk a little bit here about Hagglefish Market as a stage, because we just got to see what it looks like in Turf War. The map doesn't change a ton in Splat Zones. There were all of those different avenues that these aggressive players were trying to attack from. How do you think they'll approach those?
They'll definitely have to utilize that a little bit. We talked a little bit about it, and you know, Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market is going to be an interesting one because there's a really big Splat Zone right in the middle of the map.
Crowd, get hyped! This is your first look at ranked modes in Splatoon 3! Jackpot versus Starburst here, fighting it off here. The tournament life on the line. And Zach, what are we seeing here from these team comps?
This is honestly the anchor battle I wanted to see. You've already talked up .Q or Q on that charger, the splatter scope, but Ice again has opted to go for the heavy splatling, which is going to have the sprinkler, great for capping the zone, as well as the wave breaker, which allows you to see where some of the enemy team is hiding.
And already one very important mechanic here. You'll notice that when you hold the zone for a period of time and the opponent takes it back, you do have a slight amount of penalty that you will have to work your way through, meaning that it's always better to get the big points early on. Already a big fight, Q getting a big shot, and Milana right now, Jackpot looks very confident in the way they're playing.
They certainly do, but you know, you really can't
they're using the bombs,
Starburst
so
always plays very confidently. They are there, and you know, we see it right here. They're taking the zone back from Jackpot just at least for a little while.
And Zach, we talk so often about the lockout phase in this particular mode, and whenever one team gets wiped out, it's that much more difficult to move back in. So far, though, it seems like both the teams playing maybe a little bit tentative, not trying to get into that scenario.
Well, honestly, the tacticaler makes short work of that argument. It's not a breakable special at the current time, so it's something that you can literally plop right in the middle of the zone if you want to. Your entire team gets multiple benefits because of that, and even despite that, Bran continues to do slaying for Starburst.
Yeah, Leafy, a very, very bold play there, trying to get Bran as they dropped onto it, but Bran very quickly was able to get that punish. You see Bran continuing to go attack and runs right into 2 members there. Madison Jarris gonna get the punish, and once again, they have not been able to crack this defense.
Wait,
truly, Jackpot is really playing their best game right now. And, you know, they're going to have to be very careful. But, you know, with 2 down on the map from Starburst, 3 down now, it's going to be
Yeah, you saw there as we have a wipeout, everybody. Our first wipeout in a ranked mode here in Splatoon 3, and it will go the way of Jackpot. You saw that time
tem vários likes assim que dá pra usar que fica marcando, né?
Now look at this, the special's coming the other way. That's a tactical.
Fala que faz maldade isso, né? Mas você pode fazer ele usar lag com absorvente.
They really didn't have to make any changes going into Splatoon 3. They played Insect in Splat 2, they keep it in Splat 3. But you look at a player like Madness who's on the 52, what were they running in Splatoon 2? Nautilus, Tri-Slosher, Ballpoint. This is completely different, and they're still adapting so well.
And finally, a bit of pain going through this. Look at this, Jared trying to dance around, and protection coming from .Q. And again, another delayed wipeout there. It has been all Jackpot thus far, and this is what we talked about last night, Milana. It is so much more difficult in Splatoon 3 to push back in because you don't have the displacement specials.
Definitely. We talked about the localization of these specials. That the new specials, you know, you have to really be up.
Depende do tamanho do sales.
But we do see that Killer Whale 5.1 coming out.
Que, por exemplo,
we did talk about that a little bit earlier, that it is one of those special.
Eu não vejo problema em homem usar sutiã, mas se der violão.
And you get the sense this is really their last opportunity here. They've
Porque qual que é a utilidade do sutiã? É pra deixar ele mais justinho, né? Pra deixar mais confortável, deixar ele mais levantado. Então eu acho que faz sentido usar.
It's a fight. It's contested. Will Starburst take it, and they do. A penalty and some breathing room, Zach.
Man, once again, we mentioned that the Inkzuka is so difficult to use. That Trizuka, you really have to fire off all 3 shots in order to get the most out of it. But even just the presence
enough. O que eu acho que o sutiã é muito útil também é se a pessoa tem peito pequeno, que é aumentar.
Finally, some breathing room.
And more than breathing room here, they finally get a chance to have their own lockout scenario here. The difference, you can see how far up she was already moved. She's trying to get a shot off onto somebody. Counter specials coming out here.
Se tiver peito grande, pra aumentar ainda mais também, não tem problema.
On this side, one down, another Trizuka going out, and the points are ticking away, Milana.
Aí eu vejo bem sentido.
And with only 34 on this
Uma maneira simples de aumentar o peito.
Jackpot's gonna really have to play their best game to get back into that zone.
Another fight over the zone. How is it not gone yet? They managed to hold all
Oh shoot! Wait, the yellow is still on the lead, like really?
Needs to stay up. Specials coming up. Another
wall. Oh, it's 100 seconds, right?
5. Can they push in? Specials coming in. 2, 1. It's contested. 1 point. They're fighting over the zone. Can they hold it? Can they hold through? Everybody's shooting, and I don't believe this. A little longer. I'm running out of breath, and Jackpot takes it. Jackpot holds through all, and with 1 point left, that's a huge penalty they'll have to work through, Zach.
Man, the counter Trizuka was so strong there, and you saw Ice backed into that tiny little corner of the splat zone, doing everything that he could to stay alive with that heavy splatling. Unfortunately, it was too little too late, and yet again, the long tentacles of the Killer Whale 5.1 make their mark for Jackpot.
É a mesma coisa que mulher que não usa, né? Mulher gordinha, mulher magra que não usa sutiã.
Needs to find someone here. You see Bagel pushing up as well. This is a huge mountain that Starburst is going to have to climb here. And if they can even take the zone. 8 seconds left. They've done what they need to thus far, but now everybody going down could be big. That's 2 down. Q is going to pull out the ink back here. They're holding. They're fighting.
Eu, por exemplo, eu me sinto estranha se eu não
uso. We are in overtime.
We are.
Só não uso pra dormir.
These picks coming out from Jackpot. Starburst is going to have to play their best game. They are holding on to that zone. The penalty is ticking down. We are going to see the best of the best right here, fighting out for that zone.
A huge flank. Another pick coming out here. Just 30 seconds left on this penalty. You can see the overtime tick at the start. They're going to continue to hold and fire. No room for error at this point. 2 specials going down. They're trying to push. That's 3 down. That's a full wipe. And Jackpot will take game 1 of this best of 5. And
that game was intense.
Oh my god.
Yo, if that is what game 1 of Splatoon 3 looks like, what in the world are we going to get for the rest of this?
You might not have any more breath by the end of this night.
I'm already out. I have had so much money, so many cough drops, and yet I don't think it's going to be enough. And I mean, where do we even begin here? Both teams had moments where they really worked that lockout phase of the game. All the other members were trying to come out of spawn. And when the game is 10-11, clearly they both did it. But throughout the course of that game, you got the sense that Jackpot was able to separate the members of Starburst and attack. And Zach, we talked so much about that. The way and the weapons that Jackpot likes to go, we thought would really fit well, and I think so far we've been proven correct.
Well, flanking is always going to be a thing. It's one of the tenets of Splatoon in general, but when you're facing an Inkvax that's sitting just right behind the zone, and you're trying to use every special that actually paints at your disposal with a tactical or permanently sitting next to the zone, and you still can't do anything, what are you supposed to do at that point? It helped break down Starburst's aggression, and that allowed Jackpot to really hold on there at the last possible second.
And Milana, we have just heard here over the comms that we will be going to Tower Control next. So Tower Control, a mode that people are very familiar with, has been with us since Splatoon 1. What are these teams going to need to do, and what are the basics of this mode?
So Tower Control requires you to stand on this tower, and while the tower is moving through some checkpoints, in this game, it's a little bit different than in Splatoon 3. In Splatoon 2, we have 3 checkpoints instead of 1 or 2. So the teams have to stand on this tower and maintain control of the tower as the timer is ticking down and make it pass through these checkpoints to be able to move that tower into kind of the enemy zone.
Mas a questão do sutiã também é que tipo, não evita, mas ao menos deixa o peitinho um pouco menos caído, né? Então fica bem melhor, eu acho.
Bombs and main weapons can do it, but again, just what is it going to look like when they get up there with that special?
You know, I want to tie two specials together. You first have the ink vac, and that, for your charger players like Q, that's going to be a blessing for the rest of their team.
Mesmo pro homem.
They can get up on
sei lá, eu acho que seria mais confortável do que ficar com uma coisa caída aqui, dar uma levantada. Não precisa usar aqueles sutiãs de aro, sei lá, usam... Tem alguns, mas é bem confortáveis, né?
Another special that will really help that effort is something that we haven't seen a lot of yet, and that is the Big Bubbler, which is only available on a couple weapons today, but I think those weapons are going to start to dominate.
Yeah, and let's just, talk about those weapons. The blaster being the one that if you've got a blaster, bring it out to tower control, everyone. It's great.
Mas você vai transformar, só avisando assim, no futuro seu namorado vai virar uma drag.
Wow, this feels very
strong. Já não é, já.
Certainly. I think what's really strong about the blaster, if you're unfamiliar with the
game, is
that it kind of has a pop, and this pop really, you can hit a lot of players around this exploding radius. So if everyone is on the tower and you have something like that, it makes it very difficult to avoid.
Yep, when you cannot aim like myself, of course we do go with the blasters for this exact thing, but we are going to be going to Undertow Spillway, and if the theme of these maps has been very narrow, this is the narrowest of the narrow here. You're going to notice here that the teams will have to rush to the center where the tower is at, and there's not going to be much maneuverability. The teams are going to get into the match right now here. Come on, crowd, I know you still got a lot of energy left. This is only game 2. Come on, we're going to be going with our first match of tower control here in Splatoon 3. As the teams load in, surprise, surprise, we've got the blasters, Zach.
As if by magic, both teams deciding that the Big Bubbler is enough and strong enough to bring with them. Technically, it's on 3 weapons that are available today, including the ever-popular Splattershot Jr., but the blaster with that new ability to intensify action, it's just too good to pass up.
Again, you're going to see a fight here in the center. Both sides trying to see if they can make a big play with their blasters and open it up. Immediately, it does look like Starburst is going to have that first opening, pushing up here. And this is where these maps really start to open up, Milana. There are so many ways to attack.
Sniper's not available.
And you know, especially on this map, we do have these overpasses kind of on the left and the right sides of the map. And with this mode, tower control.
Oh no, he's with sniper. Hello.
Very close to the center of the map.
Oh,
so
someone
really leaves you kind of in a vulnerable position.
Immediately here, they're trying to attack the center, but Ice has been over at this side. A great placement of that new special, the Wavebreaker right there. You're going to have to jump over. It's just Q now who opts to jump all the way back. So the way Starburst is attacking, night and day from that last game. You see they're going to try to shoot up there, see if anyone will jump down. The second checkpoint, they're already at 20 points, Zach.
I think the Wavebreaker is a great example of how well a special can be balanced even early in this game. It's breakable, but it's one of the few ways that allows you in the current build of the game to find your opponents. As we see a great splat there, ends up being a killer by Bagel, or a splat rather, and it's going to be a 3v3 situation as Bran unfortunately will go down just before building up again one of those only global specials.
Yep, and that was actually a huge pick, as you noted there, by Bagel, as Biscuit gets taken for a ride by Q. I was about to say that they still had good control of the middle of the map, which would allow them to maybe set up a good defense here. Now, I'm not so sure. Look at this positioning that Q is taking, Milana.
Yeah, Q is really pushing up and making it very difficult for Starburst to make that push back. Q, being a strong, incredibly strong charger, is not going to miss her shots.
Blaster going down here. That was their lead attacker here. Now Q has moved up here with this ink vat. It's going to be that much more difficult for them to push. You see Q going to fire it, and Brand needs to be careful. Very cleverly was on the other side of the tower and will survive. Q is going to get run down there. A successful defense this time by Jackpot
here in Brazil,
as they've once again traded blows, Zach.
Yeah, again,
mas sério, aqui no Brasil tem que tomar cuidado se vier aqui dia e se resolver colocar ele de roupa de mulher assim pra sair na rua, que não tem nenhum problema, mas aqui no Brasil tem gente que faz violência contra as pessoas. Então, dependendo do bairro, tem que tomar cuidado. O pessoal que
How they try to pressure Q has been important. She has not moved from that spot since this push started.
Ou mesmo sem ser LGBT, que só gosta de se vestir de mulher, não sofre bastante.
Really nice pick from Q, and she is really going to be that key member of Jackpot that, you know, Starburst is going to have to look out for.
They've done a great job here once again of getting back to mid. 2 minutes left on the clock here. Biscuit going down very early means the blaster will be out of the way, and Ice needs to be careful. That is in range. A play coming from this side, and Q moved around. If someone can get over there and assist, they might be able to do it, but no. Ice has pivoted on the other side, takes out Q and Jared for good measure. Madness going to try to attack. But I think that this is going to be a delayed wipeout, another successful defense for Starburst, Zach.
You know, something that we haven't mentioned about Q's kit is that they're actually running Respawn Punisher on their clothing, which for a sniper is great because you don't plan to be going down a lot, but you plan to get a lot of splats. So that's going to delay the time in which they respawn. But unfortunately, if they go down, that's also going to delay it for them as well. We see a beautiful wipeout coming in from Starburst on the other side.
Starburst has hit their stride here, one of the best attacking teams in all of Splatoon 2, and they've clearly shown that they can do it here again in 3. You can immediately see the whale being fired at Q, getting her out of that power position. They're going to try to hold mid here, and honestly, Milana, it looks like they might almost be content to simply leave the tower here and not try to push for more than they can get.
And you know what? That is totally valid. It is a great strategy that if you know that you can keep control of that middle and you're in the lead, who's to say you need to push anymore?
Here we go. 1 minute left. The Tactical are out. 2 people are going to grab it here. You get the sense that this is the big push. They have the big bubbler as well that they'll be able to throw on this tower if it comes to it. We've said so much about Q, but Ice on the other side is going to fire. Madness opts to try to take out Ice there. Needs to be careful, though. That's the big bubbler gone, and that was a big gamble, Zach, to try to get rid of Ice.
You know, if you're Ice, you look at Jackpot and you see, okay, they're kind of moving like a school of piranhas. They move together. It's very rare that you can pick one off separately, and for a weapon like the Heavy Splatling, that's going to allow you to sort of spray and pray in a manner to get multiple hits on multiple enemies to allow the rest of your team to finish them off.
And this, the final 20 seconds here, every time that somebody goes down, it's going to be that much more difficult. That's 2 down with just about 10 seconds left. Biscuit is going to get taken down by Q. Well, you're going to see Bagel's shark around here. The wave breaker is down. They're going to put as much damage as they can on the tower. Q is up there with the ink back. This is how it starts, but with just 1 second left, Bagel tried to steal the game here, and hold on a moment here. That's 1 down. Biscuit is by the tower. Can they get to it? Ice goes on it, and a great counter punch there by Starburst to even this set 1-1, Milana.
That was just an incredible game. We noticed a lot of really cool things that was happening. I noticed that Biscuit, even though he was on the blaster, he was charging a lot, making sure he's keeping an eye out for Q. So, you know, they obviously, Starburst knew exactly what they needed to deal with, and they dealt with it.
Yeah, and I love the way that Ice was positioning there. We talked so much about Q there. Ice was sitting on the grating on the left side of that map almost the entire game. And Zach, we have talked about the relationship between the Chargers and the Splatlands for years now. We've been talking about it since Splatoon 1. The mobility of the Splatlands there and being able to go on that grating, we knew that was going to be a power position, and Ice really proved it to be true.
Well, Splatlands and grating go together like peanut butter and jelly, man. They really are just tried and true companions throughout each of the 3 games. And the run speed that you could invest into a weapon like the Splatling and the inherent movement that you have while charging up your weapon, even though you can't really be as evasive swimming around
still don't know
game, it allows you to have devastating power from long range. And of course, with the kit that it has in this game, it's quite strong for these modes.
And I think that was the game, Alana, where we truly saw what Tacticooler is going to make this game look like. I promised you all, the 3 of us have commentated a great many Splatoon 2 games. That was pandemonium there.
Oh, by the way, again, I'm not going to play this game in releases. I'm going to play
vastly reduces
because
your
I bought the physical version, and I'm going to play probably
the last Splatfest, you know, so
on October.
It does make the game quite a bit more chaotic.
Comes,
but, you know, Tacticooler
delivered to my house.
really buffs a player. When you
time
grab that drink,
because it's important, right? It's like I'm important in the game.
Oh, sorry. Decreased respawn
that's why
time.
it takes.
You have increased run speed, increased swim speed, and a bunch of other traits that, you know,
there's no official release for Switch game. I hope so
everything
much.
in the kitchen sink really is packed into this drink, but you talked about chaos here, and I mean, Zach, here's your segue to Rainmaker here. Another ranked mode here. No, you either love it or you hate it here. This in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 was known as don't make the mistake because the game might end, and we will be going to Rainmaker's Scourge Gorge nonetheless.
You're not kidding. Talk about chaos in a mode. If you want as fast-paced of action as Splatoon has to offer, look no further than Rainmaker, because because one 3-down situation or full wipeout in this game is going to provide you with a huge burst of momentum. However,
by the way, when I
play
Pokemon, I like to play my style. I don't like playing
really discussed yet in Splatoon 3 with the addition of additional checkpoints that you have to reach, almost like tower control. Some maps have just one, others have two, I believe. But you
there are some hot
and then you have to break that Rainmaker shield all over again. And if nothing else, that might just slow down the pace of play a bit.
Yep, and it is worth noting here that you cannot swim the Rainmaker past those checkpoints and continue to score. You will have to dunk it each time that you want to move through. We're going to jump right into the game right now. The teams are ready here, and it is worth noting, Milana, this is a mode that Starburst dominated in Splatoon 2. I think this will tell us a lot about these teams. And I'm sorry, was that a Tri-Slosher?
That was indeed a Tri-Slosher.
Oh, that's like a web.
You know, the Tri-Slosher is a really strong weapon in this new iteration of the game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to change the tide of the game.
Taking a look right here again, the team's opting to play it a little bit safe. That first initial pop of the Rainmaker shield is going to go in favor of Jackbot here. They will be the first ones to attack. The Inkjet going to be fired up, and another
the thing I'm noticing, they go like inside the lane much more than
I'm sorry, wait, that's a checkpoint already. Zach, what is going on?
How did Madness get back there? Madness went all the way around that block.
I hate that
weapon. So distracted by the Tri-Slosher's Inkjet, we're able to pick up a lot of damage and completely distract from the Rainmaker. And already we have our first dunk on that temporary pedestal.
A very, very quick pedestal dunk there, but it's only to 68. Of course, not a winning push most of the time, and you saw very quickly they put up the right specials that they needed on the defensive side. The Rainmaker does go down very, very early here, and right now, got to get out of there. That Inkvac is going to hit hard. Sharking here in the mid, trying to find another pick on this side. Will not be able to do so. A gamble does not pay off. And once again, Milana, it's Madness who has been making huge waves throughout the start of this game.
I mean, Madness is definitely not a player that you want to sleep on. I think with that the 52 cal, it really is kind of a devastating weapon as we've seen in Splatoon 2 already.
Taking a look again, Ice moving up here onto the grading, and Q immediately spots him here. This is the battle that we wanted to talk about here. But look at this, they haven't fired at Ice, and now Ice has the opportunity to take out Madness. Can Ice get another? It's a trade here, but they have the Rainmaker. Will they opt to push it? It is just Q up, and Q does have the Inkvat, the best tool for stopping a push. Can it get it done single-handedly? No. They will be able to at least get this first checkpoint here. Immediately, they're going to move back, try to rally the troops, Zach, but you love to see that response from Starburst.
As a quick aside, I love the quality of life and UI change where you can see which player is carrying the Rainmaker on the screen itself. It makes the game flow so well. On the top of that, we have three members going down for Starburst, so Jackbot able to stop that push. Only 1 point of difference separates these teams now, and it's all because of the addition of those pedestals.
And again, worth noting here, for those of you unfamiliar, when you pick up the Rainmaker, you do lose your main weapon. Not a bad weapon, though, is this Rainmaker. Gonna fire it out.
Oh, you lose your main
in a really bad position, still surviving and swimming away somehow. But this is why it's a gamble. You'd love to have control of mid before this pickup happened. As we now enter a Rainmaker free zone, this timer is going to tick away very, very quickly. But honestly, Milana, they might be okay with that. They're waiting for Starburst to run at them.
And, you know, I think playing a defensive position is always going to be easier.
Oh, don't stay there, though, weapon. Someone else pick it.
Than a position that's more offensive.
Again, Biscuit firing here, and Jared, a very valid trade there. I did not think that was going to go through. Again, they've picked it up here. Madness working on this side. They call out Madness very quick. Again, just barely. Zach, it seems like so many of these pushes are hedging on just one or two of these fights going the opposite way.
You know, at the competitive level, picking your battles is really important. Sometimes you don't have that luxury, but when you do, if you're somebody like a Tri-Slosher and you can trade with either their anchor or their mid-range player, that's a trade you'll take 10 out of 10 times.
And again, the Tri-Slosher, so difficult for them to push through. Who picks up the Rainmaker is also so important, Milana. We've seen that it's been Bagel this time for Starburst, but it seems like Jackpot, they're content with anybody taking it if it's the best play.
Yeah, we definitely see that, and you know, we've definitely seen a history of support players picking up that Rainmaker, but you know, if you're good with the Rainmaker, you're good with the Rainmaker.
And I mean, kind of unbelievable here the way that this is gone. We thought after that explosive opening, Zach, that we would see big, big pushes, but we're still stuck at 68-69. But look at this. That's a tactical Leafy diving in. A good decision, I think, to try to make the play. Can Ice steal a point here to take the lead? They only need one more, and they can't get it.
The problem is you have these specials like the Big Bubbler, they give you such a big advantage and allow your Skirmisher and Slayer players to get that ink ahead of you. But as the enemy team is coming back, once you're out of that Bubbler, you're back out in the open, and the advantage of the sightline was in Jackpot's favor, allowing them to stop that push.
Wisely playing the Rainmaker there. If you jump the Rainmaker off the side of the map, it sends it back to center, and with just one member left, Madness on this 52, that was the right play. Madness goes down here. This should be the lead and a little more. Q gets a shot, but they are going to get it. Only 4 points, Milana, but it was just enough with 30 seconds left.
And you know, with the way that this game has kind of been a little bit of a stalemate, I think, you know, 3 points really could make or break the difference.
Keep an eye on the top of the screen, everybody. The special is going to be so important here. You know that the members of Starburst are going to try to sit back and not make any unforced errors. The ink vac is at the ready. They're going to get it started with the inkjet. Will they be able to run it through? All the fire going through here, and Q is going to fire. Here it comes. Did they wait too long? And they did. You saw that the members of Starburst were waiting back, but they were not able to call out how many points there were. They should get the opportunity here. They have grabbed it, and we will go into overtime. Keep an eye on the top of the screen. They're only going to have a little bit of time, and if this goes down, Zach, that is the end of the game no matter where you're at on the map.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Starburst. They've already gotten 2 picks, and they only ones left of the 52 in the NZAP, but they lose the last second. The last player alive was that NZAP, and the NZAP able to take them down. I believe that's Jared with the game-saving play. And Jackpot going to come away with it, despite a pretty solid end of push there from Starburst.
And would love to think a little bit about how that push that they were able to get that took the lead went. You saw that they started with the Inkjet, pushed them back, and they followed with the Ink Vat to take any fire and protect that Rainmaker. We knew that was going to be a popular strategy, and to see that be what takes game 1.
Yeah, again, I don't know a lot of melodies, that's why I'm confused, because I saw there were more ink on the
you know, we have these specials, they're
on the
in
red
the
side.
thick of the action, and you know, they're using it to be able to protect that objective and to make that objective move. So I think it's a game changer for Splatoon 3.
And Zach, we've seen 3 games and they've all been the exact same way. They have been absolute nail biters, and this is why it was so exciting to get these 4 teams, these players here. Whenever you get greatness together and tell them to try their hardest, this is the kind of magic you see.
I mean, did we honestly expect anything different after those absolutely insane Turf War matches? We had best of 1 Turf War, and there was still so much explosive fun to be had. The other thing is now we have to go into the only mode which we have not yet played, and that is going to be Clam Blitz, which 9 has undergone some changes, I believe.
Yes, some very big changes here for those of you who are fans of Clam Blitz. You will note that it only takes 8 clams now to build that power clam. In Splatoon 2, it took 10 of them, now only 8, and the pods around the map that they spawn in will spawn in groups of 3 rather than groups of 4. So Milana, I'll pass this over to you. I know Clam Blitz, some people love it, some people love it less. But what do you think that these changes are going to mean for what this looks like at the highest level?
Into the enemy
basket. I think that it's just going to be really chaotic. I think all those clams spawn
it's always
clear. Doesn't matter the really going to make a difference, and you know they're going to be fighting for those clams.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a great danger here. And Zach, you and I even noted here when we were talking with the players yesterday, it seems like a lot more clams, at least at the beginning of the game, start by your spawn, which means that these teams are going to build up that very first power clam very, very quickly.
The way I read this is you're going to have to work really hard after you break the barrier in order to maintain a push. It may not be as difficult in the early game to find those clams, especially build up a power clam with a 2 less requirement, but when you actually get the push and you don't have things to jump to necessarily, maybe a big bubbler, but you're not going to have something like a baller, the bubble blower from Splatoon 2, you're not going to have those at your disposal anymore, so you're going to have to be that much more cautious when determining when is the best time to push.
We have been told that it'll be Mincemeat Metalworks that we'll be going to here, so everything we talked about with the grading going to be all the more important here. Take a look as we get set for our very first look at Clam Blitz here in Splatoon 3. The team comps coming out here, all the same coming out from Starburst. Some slight changes here, going back to 3 shooters here from Jackpot, Milana.
We really do love to see those shooters coming back for another pass for Splatoon 3, and we already see one member of Jackpot going down. That early pick for Starburst, maybe giving them a little bit of space to build those clams.
And Zach, you immediately pointed to the screen when that happened. The way that Starburst attacked that left side of the map, you knew that they had an idea of how they wanted to take initiative here at the start.
That's ideally the best pick you can get at the start. If they're not going to have a tacticooler to initiate with, and your team will, That is a phenomenal start to the game. However, the Killer Whale 5.1 is going to be reaching out for any members that they can find. It's currently a 52v52 battle, as instead they opt to hang on to their Killer Whale, and it looks like Jackpot is waiting for the right time to push, as they have slightly fewer clams than Starburst.
Keep an eye on the clam counts at the top there. As Zach noted here, you will see 15 and 8.
Oh, these things are the clams.
I'm
like,
to separate who has power clams here, because it makes it that much more difficult. And also, Milana, on that UI, you can actually see who is carrying how many clams.
Yeah, and you know, if you as a member in this match knows how many clams the opponent has, you might want to, you know, target them a little bit.
2 huge splats here from Bagel. It really seemed like the initiative was starting to go the other way. They're actually going to get a third there, punishing the super jump in. And again, they've opted not yet to attack, but Zach, you get the sense they are able to sense that now is the time. They're going to try to grab a couple more. If Biscuit is able to get one more of these members in the center, then it could be it, but they might have waited too long.
Like, when Q pops the ink back, you know that Q is the enemy team have overstayed your welcome. Your anchor or torture player is one of the better players to have that power clam on, and also one of the better players to hit 90s when they're making shots like that.
And again, look at this. The push had finally started the other way, and now it's Ice saying, anything you can do, I can do better. You got one great shot, I'll get two. The mobility again of the Splatland going to allow Ice to survive that engagement, and the punishment will come through again. Keep an eye on the clam counts. Where is their power clam? They're fighting on both sides. Another assist, as these teams, Milana, just don't seem ready to make that first score.
I mean, if they keep getting picks like this, I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on to those clams long enough to make a power clam.
Oh, and the one thing they didn't want to see, the blaster of Biscuit there. They thought that they were safe from the shooter, and they were, but the blaster, no issue there. They're maneuvering around here to have gone down.
That doesn't seem like a clam, does it?
These teams holding on. Zach, surely we would have seen a score by now.
Those jump-ins are so risky. I mean, Jared was practically playing Protect the President there, but the blaster hits multiple targets. It won't just hit one there when they're that close together, but it's going to be Starburst who has 2 power clams at their disposal, 18 total. They're still pretty far backed off, but they're hoping that this Tacticooler and the Killer Whale 5.1 will finally give them an edge.
Yeah, this is the one thing about the Tacticooler that's a little rough. If you put it back here, you're giving up a lot of map to try to get it there. Thankfully, they did have the Killer Whale to at least defend them. Very, very fortunately surviving there. Some punishment coming out, the most satisfying sound in the game.
Yeah, when you're just analyzing the scenario, where do you go? You just stay on the lane for some time and then you think.
We really don't, I don't even know what to predict at this point.
I mean, again, you can see that they're pushed back here. 9 regular clams rather on the side of Jackpot here. They haven't been able to push it. You see that Jared is sitting on 7 of them there, and there it goes. Q passes it down. They sense that now is the time. But again, Madness on the 52 going down too early.
Yeah, we see the big bubble get deployed in mid. That is going to give them a bit of help there. But if you're not in the bubble, that can't do much for you as 3 go down on the side of Starburst. However, they're somehow able to return the favor and get 3 down on the side of Jackpot. It really is a tug of war.
I mean, Brand may have saved the game right there. All of the momentum was going the other way, and Brand, with that 52 gal, with that splash wall, able to hold on. Once again, Madness going to be souped up here with this Tacticooler. They're going to try to make the push in as we get to just 1 minute left on the clock. All 4 members right next to each other. They've stacked 2 specials. Make it 3 specials, Milana. This is it. They're going for broke.
This is it. They're trying to make this push happen. The clams basket is just...
Their specials just get so better.
Unfortunately, Jackpot has 2 down. Jared next to that Tacticooler, not able to make something happen with this clam.
Maybe he can, though. Jared on a huge pick right there, and now has the invulnerability of that Tacticooler. Runs forward, and an incredible direct by Biscuit once again to push that aside. Ice dancing in the middle with Madness, gets taken out. Madness is able to escape, but this power clam gonna go away, and we are at 30 seconds left, Zach, with neither side even having a power clam.
I can't tell if Jared is trying to star in the Matrix or bend it like Beckham with those shots on the end zap. They were able to get around that block. We see yet another takedown from Q, and I want to point out, they swapped away from Respawn Punisher over to Thermal Link, which means if they get tagged, they're gonna be seen by Q.
This is it. The ink vac is right there. They're going to try to go over these gratings here. Can they find one more special to make this happen with? They're going to fire. That's 2 down. They're going to try to go on the right side. They fired it this way. Can Ice shut it down single-handedly? Jared moving, grooving, trying to come up here. There might be enough protection. Jared opts to go back, thinks better of it. This entire time, Starburst not even trying. Can Jared move through? He cannot, once again closing the door. But now, wait a minute. There's still no power clam. This one's going to disappear. Someone has to win this game, Milana.
I'm so totally at a loss for words. Really,
let me see how many people
are under so much pressure.
Is watching.
This is overtime. 100-100. We really, the first team to score a power plant is going to take the victory. Which one is it going to be?
If we wanted to know what it's going to look like in Splatoon 3, how about this? Both sides giving so much respect. Again, it is Jackpot who is going to make the build here. They're going to try to score this power clam. Jared, you see, has rotated all the way back. This big bubbler should provide Biscuit at least a little bit of defense to figure out how he wants to move in. They're going to stack here on this side. Biscuit waiting there. Can they find a pick? There's 2 power clams here. It's Bran again with the 52 gal. Is he going to be able to get both? He does. Wow. It's a wipeout. Can they find enough clams? Bran at 6, Biscuit at 7. This way you can see them spamming it. Can Biscuit get there? He needs 1 to splash wall up. Can he toss it? And they do!
Going to game 5.
Starburst with the longest game in the history of Clam Blitz gets the victory. All of that time spent on the defense. The presence of mind to grab that many clams, to pass it, spamming this way. And then again, you saw Biscuit could have rushed straight forward Milana and tried to score. Instead, backed up. Bran said, I've got a splash wall. Let's take out the one member who can attack. And what a reward for that type of patience in that situation.
Having that kind of level-mindedness is just exactly what we expect to see from Starburst. As extremely seasoned professional veteran players, you know, having that calm mind, even in some situation as high pressure as that, man, I only wish I could be like them.
I mean, this is unbelievable that we have seen all 4 of these modes go in this fashion. This is not scripted. I promise to you that this is not scripted here. This is simply what these teams are able to pull out when greatness is required of them. And now, Zach, we do have the opportunity to go back to one of the modes that was played earlier. We played all 4 modes, and it looks like we'll be going back to tower control.
Well, I guess for their comp, it makes a lot of sense. They've been reliant in these ranked games on that big bubbler, and tower control is going to be arguably the best mode that you can go to when you're opting to run that special. Of course, the blaster, part of what was so instrumental in allowing that final push to happen. If you thought the overtimes in Clam Blitz in Splatoon 2 were long, just wait until you get more glances at Splatoon 3.
Their ranks.
I mean, again, I'm going to need a little bit more water here with the way that these are absolutely destroying my voice. But Milana, you have competed at this level for many, many years yourself here, competing at some of these Nintendo events. You know that tower control, very, very scary, especially in a Game 5. Why would they go to tower control? And also, crowd, come on! This is it! This determines who goes to finals here from semis.
You know, I just think that tower control is something that you feel like you have the most control. It's in the name, control, right? So,
I mean, you can't put it any better than that. And oh my gosh, Zach, you already pointed out, double 52 gal coming out here from Jackpot. You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
You know, 2 is the magic number. The score is 2-2. We got the 52 gal, which is a 2-shot weapon, and they're going to be bringing in that Killer Whale 5.1 twice, which is going to be so difficult to match no matter where you are on the map.
Both sides trading a member down. Ice is already down here. Important to note, that's a really, really big pick. Now Bran is going to have to try to go back over here and punish again, getting incredible follow-up shots. And now Bran, the other member on the map who's playing this 52 gal, gonna go ahead and punish and push Q back in this scenario. Was looking scary there at the start, Milana, but Starburst riding the ship.
They definitely are, but you know, still, we do see that Starburst they do take that tower, and that first checkpoint is really not that far from where that tower started.
Moving up here, watch out there, Q. It is Biscuit who's going to very wisely and quickly move up here. Another member is here. Hold on a moment. Bran's actually going to go down. The punishment again. That's 3 down, Zach. And now this is the moment that the attack can happen. That's the other one going down. A delayed wipe. And where will Biscuit set up here? In a great position to take this push even further.
Bagel doing a great job of holding down the tower. Popping the tactical, which almost acts as an impromptu shield because it cannot be destroyed. So as you're hiding behind it, it even gives you a little bit of pressure if you're not sitting in that big bubbler. And I'm glad you mentioned Bran, because Bran now has to be better than not one, but 2 52 gals as Jackpot gets an entire wipeout.
And this was the scary part that we saw so much in our scrimmages with these teams earlier. So easy to attack. When you have a wipeout, you know that it's going to be 3 specials coming forward, and the tacticaler makes it 4. What is Starburst going to pull together on the defensive side? Nobody went down with those specials. They were very patient and waited. The lead will change, but they are looking for a lot more than the lead here, Milana.
They certainly are, and they're moving straight to that last checkpoint, and Starburst is going to have to really pull it together. But, you know, it's You know, they do.
Yeah, they did a great job there. Biscuit was positioned perfectly with that blaster there, and you saw that the members of Jackpot were willing to maybe stay there a little longer than you normally would to try to get through that last checkpoint. Getting through that last checkpoint means that every single push afterwards would have been that much easier, Zach.
Yeah, Jared and Bagel sort of being the unsung heroes of these matches. There's always a tactical around when you need it. It feels like two people are playing that special, but it's really just one per side. As we see yet another killer whale going to go out, that's going to help target and find some of the members of Starburst who are dancing and dodging around, trying to build up specials. It looks like most of them are about halfway through and waiting for another opportunity to pounce.
3 members of Starburst bunched up there on that right side. That means they're going to give up a lot of ground, and thank goodness Bran respawned in when he did. That was going to get nasty in a hurry. Instead, it's going to go the other way, but all your momentum slowed down for the Inkback. Great shots there by Ice, who trades with the Inkback. That's not bad at all. 2 minutes left on the match. You can see Bran waiting to push up, Biscuit going underneath and not able to get there in time. Madness with another punish, Milana.
And, you know, I think like we mentioned before in that earlier tower control match, if they don't have to push up, maybe it's not the best idea to not push up. And you see that Jackpot is really just maintaining that mid control and, you know, propping Q up on the level above and being able to like see all of the members of Starburst, I think is a great position for her.
Identifying where you want to move on the attack. The quicker that you can get it done without communication, the more effective it is, Zach. These players so good at identifying where they need to go before the time has come.
Look at how narrow these hallways and pathways are. If you're facing 3 out of 8 members in this match have a wall at their disposal, as we see a double splat there on the side of Starburst, which will allow them to make what they hope will have to be their final push of the game on their route to a potential knockout.
This is huge. You can see immediately there on the top left, that's where the attack came from last time that they weren't able to slow down. This time they were able to get rid of one of those pesky 52 gals in the process. Bran is going to move up. Will they be able to find Q here? Will Q hold on? Does get it here. And now still some more health, is able to get the splash wall out. They are firing. Ice is up there, just a few more points. Can Bran get back? Leafy goes to attack and Ice holds it. This will be the lead going the other way. 3 down, a delayed wipe. They're all moving in. Madness, the last one who can get it, gets taken down. Q gets a double there. Biscuit moving up. Can Biscuit hold? Can Biscuit dance? Not able to. No. Bagel's still there, but Milana with 30 seconds left. It's going to take essentially a knockout if Jackpot is going to pull this miracle off.
They certainly are. And you know what?
How much time do they need to stay on the tower?
They're going to really have to pull those specials together. They're going to have to coordinate those Killer Whale 5.1s to be able to know exactly where Starburst is, because you know, this is a pretty safe game for Starburst, and they don't really have to move that tower any further than they did.
And Zach, that was a very early tacticaler there. They know that they are going to have to win essentially 2 fights. They were going to have to win to take mid. That has been checked off the list there. Another tacticaler down. This checkpoint's going to go very fast here. Crowd makes some noise here. A huge fight. One goes down. They rush the tower, and Starburst takes it.
Okay.
Elation as these teammates pop up. Look at them jumping around. An incredible Game 5 set, and you could not ask for a better set to start off Splatoon 3.
I am honestly shocked. I was convinced as that blaster went down from Biscuit that they were in for a long overtime. But the rest of Starburst came surging back right out of spawn. I was able to make use of the range from that heavy splatling, and of course, Bran and Bagel locking things down so well, especially on the 52, going up against 2 of that same weapon. And as I mentioned, that ever-present tacticaler farming Inzap. So phenomenal and great teamwork.
And let's take a moment back here and talk about the push that got them that lead. You saw that it was sort of a scrum. It was a scrap there around that checkpoint. And immediately you saw Leafy very wisely trying to take tower, understanding that it needed to go down there. But Ice, as he has done for years with a variety of weapons, dancing around it perfectly, taking out that 52 gal, and giving them the push that they would get the lead with.
You know, it really takes a pro with really good movement skills to be able to maneuver around that tower the way that Ice did, and you know, it just shows you that Ice is a pro.
And as we wait for our next teams to get set, we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that last set. And so much to talk about here. I want to go all the way back to that Splat Zones game and talk a little bit, because Splat Zones, as you noted earlier, Zach, is maybe the most common mode that is played at a competitive level in Splatoon 2. We wondered what that would look like without the displacement specials that are so common that we've been playing with for so many years. What was your take of how the teams played that Splat Zones map early on at Hagglefish Market?
Well, you know, when thinking about that map, I actually want to allude it to another map which I believe will be coming back in Splatoon 3, and that is Mako Mart. Mako Mart has kind of a flush-shaped zone, but there are some boxes and some high ground right next to the zone Zone that give pretty much every type of weapon a shot at helping to paint things. We could see Ice getting all the way backed up into the tiniest little nook that was still in the zone, doing whatever he could to make sure it stayed painted. But I also want to mention too, maybe the most popular sub-weapon in all of Splatoon 2 and 3 is certainly the suction bomb. And with that delayed detonation but gigantic relative blast radius, that was another crucial step, not just in Splat Zones, but in the other modes as well for taking turf.
And Milana, we'll go ahead and keep on this same thing, that Clam Blitz game. I know it seems like it was forever ago, but it was really just a few minutes ago. We very rarely see that type of Clam Blitz game go. Oftentimes when we see that, it's a mark of two teams who maybe aren't as confident in it. These two teams, as confident as they come, what was your take on why it took them that long and why we had essentially two whole games of Clam Blitz?
You know, I think
like the strongest weapon,
I'll put them so strongest it is, as big as this, right? You're gathering those clams and you're like, oh, is it the right time to push? Should I push now? Are my teammates ready? And you want to make sure that everything is perfect before you make that push, because otherwise, you know, the other team is going to capitalize on your mistakes.
I'm getting word from on high that Ashley has another series of fun interviews for us here, so everybody don't go anywhere. Ashley, we'll toss it to you.
Thanks, everybody. I've got Lucia and Jorge here, looking very fresh today.
Man, I'm thinking this event will take at least one or more.
Yes.
How did you like it?
I loved it. I'm so excited for the 9th.
Do you have a special that you're really looking forward to playing?
Like, I'm excited for what I'm looking forward to. I'm excited for the story, like the story mode. I cannot wait to play that. And also new music.
She didn't answer.
I am a music fan. I love the music so much.
The music in this game is pretty amazing. Deep cut, always ready for a tune. Jorge, did you get a chance to play the game?
I play it, yes. I play it for the first time here at the booth.
You played Splatoon for the first time ever here at the booth?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of it?
It's great. I love it, yeah.
That is amazing. I am super excited for the launch of Splatoon 3. I'm excited to see you online. I can't wait to see you in the show. We're going to get our online play together. Thank you so much for talking to us. Enjoy the tournament. Enjoy the rest of PAX.
And so heartwarming to see players of all levels competing here as this new game brings veterans and newcomers alike. We have the bracket up here for you. An unbelievable act to follow that Starburst and Jackpot just treated us to. Jackpot putting up the very best, but they will be out now. This is Lose and you are out in the bracket, so Starburst has moved forward, and we will now move into Mad Titans versus Super P. We've got the rules up here once again. Going to be a lot the same that you saw last time. Again, if you're just joining us, best of 5, the higher seed will choose the mode, and the lower seed will choose the stage.
Oh, it's best of 5?
The winning team will choose the mode, and the losing team will choose the stage. We will have to play all 4 of the game modes that you see listed there before we can repeat, and our stage list over on the side can only be played once until we rotate all the way through.
Just to decide
again,
who is
if you're just joining us, you missed one of the best sets that we've ever seen.
I thought it was best of 5
the first set that we've ever seen here
for the champion.
Competitive Splatoon 3. And Milana, again,
well, I guess that's about it, alright, good.
How do you follow that
The
sort of
understandable right here.